What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your guy, Sirr Love. I'm excited to talk about another topic today. Today, we're getting ready to keep on with our series talking about contracts and talking about types of deals and different things of that nature. So today, we're going to talk about publishing deals. What are they? How do they work? What types are there? Basic things of this nature so that you guys can understand from a high level what they mean to you and how they affect you going forward. Let's jump into it. It's your boy, Sirr Love. Cool. Now let's jump into it. Now, what I want you guys to understand about publishing and royalties and how they work is I want you to really break this down to something that's very simple for you so you can understand how to think about it going forward. And this is the analogy that I'm going to use. Everyone pretty much understands record labels, what record labels do and how record labels work. And I want you to understand publishing companies and what they do and how they work so that you can better understand what a publishing deal is. Because a publishing deal is going to be somewhat similar to a record deal. So let me break it down like this. A record deal is a scenario in which a record label comes to you and they want to give you money or front you money or advance you or buy from you the ability to license your records, to sell those records at mass scale, make their money off it. They're going to invest in you, they're going to invest in the music, the production of the music, and they're going to invest in the marketing of the music. They're going to sell that, retain ownership over the licensing rights, and make a certain amount of money, off of the sales of that record, and then you go forth and make money in other ways based off of shows, merch, other different things that you may be doing, right? A publishing company is similar. They're also going to front you money. It's either going to be an advance or a fee or some type of money in exchange for ownership in your royalties, okay? In exchange for ownership in your copyrights, the basic foundation that royalties are built off of, right? And what they're going to do is they're going to shop and market that music to make money. The difference is a record label is marketing that music to the consumer so the consumer can purchase it directly. A publisher is marketing that record to other businesses so that they can make money. What type of businesses? I'm talking films, I'm talking television, I'm talking anyone that's involved in any project that requires music to be used in the background, whether that's being played on the airport or at an airplane or at on the Grammys, or whether it's being played in any medium that it may be played on, in a commercial, right? A publishing company is going to go out their way to make sure that your music is selected for these different vehicles and various different facets of generating revenue, right? Television, movies, commercials are typically the ideal targets, but there's a whole lot of other things, getting your record played at the Grammys or at a special award show or other, nationally televised events like the Super Bowl or sporting events, different things of that nature can all generate a whole lot of money, even video games, right? So a publisher is selling B2B, which is business to business, and a record label is selling the music B2C, which is business to consumer. So now that we understand that, that could be a video in itself. I could chop this here and then save the rest for later. We actually might need to make this video 2 parts, even though, and then keep the whole part as well. But listen, so what does a publishing deal do? What is a publishing deal? Well, a publishing deal is going to be the record deal for the publisher. By that, I mean that the publisher is going to sign you to an agreement and they're going to utilize your music. So what is that going to look like for you? It's going to look like a check up front, an advance or a fee of some sort that is going to say, hey, we want to retain ownership of X amount of songs, either songs that you've done in the past or songs that you're getting ready to do for X amount of money. And we're going to retain ownership over this in perpetuity, which means forever, or for a certain period of time. Now, the details of how this goes can be negotiated by you and your attorney or your lawyer, but that's basically the concept. Now, amongst publishing deals, you have various different types of publishing deals, right? There's all sorts of different ways to approach a publishing deal. You have the standard publishing deal, which is what I just described. You also have the sub-publishing deal. You have a co-publishing deal. You can do admin deals. You can do various different types of deals in the publishing world that you can use to finesse to your scenario. Now, I'm not going to break down all those different types of deals in this video, but what I want you to understand in this video is what a publishing deal is. Basically, a publishing deal is when you give someone the right to sell your music B2C or license your music license your music B2B to other businesses in exchange for a fee or some type of advance that they give you, and then they retain some amount of ownership and you can retain some amount of ownership, or you give up all ownership in exchange for that fee for a period period of time. All right, so I'll break down what these different types of deals can actually look like in the next video, but in this video I just wanted you to understand what it is. So think about it. A record label, they come and they sign you and they say, hey, I want to give you guys a deal. I want to have the ability to license or own the masters on these records in order to sell it to consumers. And the publishing company says, hey, I want to license or own ownership stake in these records so that I can sell it to other businesses. Both are different vehicles for making a lot of money. In the publishing world, you have some records that they have to pay $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for just to clear it. Other times it's $200,000, $300,000. There are records that you have to pay $2 million, $3 million just to clear. You ever heard of a scenario when people say, hey, I got this sample, but I got to clear this sample? That's a publishing conversation, because in order to relicense that music, and that's a B2B transaction, one record label wants to use another record label's record, or the record label wants to use your record or the publishing company's record, right? Depending on who owns the record at that point in time, because people sell their records off, right? But if another record label wants to use your record in a sample, that's a business to business transaction. In that transaction, they're going to have to pay you, the person that created the record, X amount of dollars as a fee up front just to use your record, and then pay you residuals on top of that every time that record is played on the radio. So all them samples from the 90s that was real hot when Biggie was coming out rapping on some of the toughest jams. Will Smith does a whole lot of sampling, like back, early 80s. Like all these guys, all those samples that they did, they had to pay to get those records cleared, which could be an upfront fee, could be $20,000, $100,000, $300,000 that they have to pay just upfront just to use the record. Then after that, whoever created the record is going to retain a percentage of ownership in the royalties every time that record is played on the radio. So it's like they got a hit single all over again. That's the beauty of publishing. We talk a lot about publishing in the whole publishing series that I put on the website. You can check that out if you guys are interested in learning more about publishing as a whole. But I just wanted to make sure in this video you guys just understood what it was, so you know how to move going forward when someone says they want to do a publishing deal or a song deal, which is a variant. And we're going to talk about all the variants in the next video. So next video, we're going to talk about co-publishing deals, self-publishing deals. We'll even talk about song deals and admin deals and different things of that nature, so you guys can understand what the F that is going forward. All right. Now, I would like you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, tell other people about us and what we're doing with Phase 6. Go to www.phasevi, that's Phase 6, phasevi.com, so we can talk a little bit more. You guys can learn a little bit more of what's going on. You can go to the website, you can ask me questions directly. I do respond. All of that good stuff. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. And every time I get in front of this camera, I give you guys everything that I got for whatever that topic is. So thank you for your time. I hope you're enjoying the content. Watch more videos, and I'm going to finish this series on the next cut. I'm out.